everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Steve's Cable Corner. This week we're talking about a slightly different product. It is again one of our earlier designs. This product was born from the need to have increased strength in small cables. Previously we've talked about our patented STFOC, which uses LCP as a primary jacket and strength member. Realistically, there are maximum tensile strengths you can get from that sort of material. In that it's extruded as an insulation over the fiber. When you get to a certain thickness, it would increase in stiffness in such a degree that it would really prohibit the sharp bending and flexibility of the cable. In order to exceed the tensile strength that is afforded by the LCP, what we did was we used a very common strength member, Kevlar, which you may be familiar with as a very strong material that's used in many different applications, from army boots to jacket materials to bulletproof vests. And it's used quite commonly in the rope and cable making as a strength member. So this week we're looking at one of our buoyant single mode fiber optic cables. It's our Linden SPE 7036. This actually incorporates in it a LCP jacketed fiber optic cable. Our Linden SPE 7034, which we did in our first episode. So you can see the yellow outer jacket. We put a very low density material, a material that has a density less than 1, and what that allows us to do is dial in a cable that is close to neutrally buoyant or positively buoyant. So meaning that even though this has some components that are very dense, the cable will float on water, be very neutral in water. And that's important when you're operating an ROV and you don't want that ROV, for instance, to be dragged down or pulled up by the cable. Perhaps you want it to float on top of the water so you can see it, which is another reason why we typically use a bright yellow or bright orange jacket design. The braided Kevlar here. Now you can use other materials as well besides just the Kevlar. You can use a generic aramid, you can use Vectran, there are other materials you can use, Dyneema, Spectra. There are many different types of high strength materials that can be put onto a cable as a braided or served, where it's basically kind of wrapped around the center. In this case, what we do is we put on a nice torque balanced braid. The torque balance provides so that you don't get any twisting of the cable, any undue twisting. So basically it's put on what's commonly referred to as a maypole braider, and the braids are actually weaved in and out of each other. And if we push this Kevlar back, you can see the STFOC LCP jacketed fiber element inside. This Kevlar is taut and the jacket is extruded on top, and you get a nice thin, buoyant, strong fiber optic cable. So this cable right here is approximately 75 thousandths of an inch in OD. Very small, can be made in extremely long lengths. And with this cable, with the braided strength members, we get a strength of about 250 pounds brake strength. It's one of our most popular products. So that's it this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with some new products and new information next week.